Before you make any food, it's good to have a bottle of something. Home brew, because it's cheap. This is more for like a steak pie, the sale, but we're going to go for a WTF is in the kitchen. What the fuck's in the... actually, what the fuck's in the... I don't know what's the name of this channel again. What the fuck's in the fridge? That's the one. So, grab the bottle, let's go. Right, so... some different beer brewing. What the fuck's in the kitchen? WTF is in the kitchen. So it's around Christmas time. We've got butter, cheese, lots of fats up there. We've got milk. We've got some nice champagne. I won't touch that. I get my hand slapped. But the thing we have to use in the fridge, and that's what it's always about, is this Christmas ham. So that's what's in the fridge. Got a bit of bacon here. Yuck, has its uncovered. That's my wife. She puts stuff back in. She doesn't put the old cling film on it. It's quite disgusting. That's why this fridge is so grubby. I'm the only one that cleans it, which I haven't done for a while. So, gherkins. What else do we want? Basically, we want creamy stuff. We want fatty stuff. And there's some a packet of peas we're going to put in here as well. Peas and corn and so on. Maybe we'll throw in some disgusting fish scraps and so on. Instead of making the burley, we'll make that into food. Right, so here we go. That's what the fuck's in the kitchen, in the fridge there. Here we go. Here we go, the ingredients. Oh, right. The most important ingredients. And this is what the purest is going to be onions. So I'm going to put shed loads of onions in this carbonara. Because you need onions in all food, especially soups. The Italians will go mad. And for the rest of it. So this is going to be like a bulk dinner. I'm going to make up loads and loads that you can leave over. Put in the freezer. So there's so much ham there. I chopped it up. Had a whole bunch of bacon. Get the fat out of that. This is supposed to be pig's cheek. It's got some fancy name for pig's cheek. But it's pork, whatever. It's got fat in it. We want as much fat as possible. Cream's got fat in it. The eggs have got fat in it. Going to put some scuzzy old, they're getting a bit bloody, a bit slimy, these mushrooms, but they're going to go in, no problem. And good old Edam cheese. This isn't like salty goat's cheese or some French cheese with some fancy name. It's just more fat, basically. And eggs, of course. Yep, put the eggs in. What else? Different beer. So this is a lager. We're getting a bit lighter for the carbonara. We'll be on white wine later, probably. But yeah, all the stuff's going to be combined together mainly. Maybe some salt, pepper. Lots of pepper, it's salty enough. Some chilli. So yeah, let's get going. See you soon. Okay, so you put all of the ham in. You slowly render it down on a cool heat. I've got a pot and a pan because I've got so much here. So you slowly heat up the pork, the ham and bacon and so on. And what I did was I chucked a bunch of, broke the rules again, smashed a few garlic, and I even put some garlic paste in there after I put in a whole bunch of onions. Not necessarily in that order, whatever, doesn't matter, who cares. Dice it up, smash it up, put it in there, mix it all in and see what happens. The idea is to basically render the fat and emulsify or should I say, saute the onions and emulsify the fat with a bit of water, which I, for example, washed out the pre-mixed garlic paste. And so I'll chuck a bit of water in there again so that it emulsifies a bit more. And I'll chuck in the mushrooms and they'll bleed out. All the water will come out of those, dry it out a bit, and see where we are. Experiment. Who knows? Be somewhere else, that's for sure. Okay, so I grated a crapola of cheese. It's like a cheddar cheese. It's quite mild. I found a chilli that's going in. I ground in loads of pepper. Well, a bit of pepper I gave up. The pepper mill is quite tough and my arms get a bit weak and sore, so that's enough. The chilli will add a bit of spice, so it's burning up a bit. I'll put a bit of water in there to get it off the bottom. So we're getting our pork and onion and garlic and whatever. Basically what we're going to do next is we're going to take the eggs, beat them up, Those ones there, give them a real hiding, smack them about. Be like a street fight with a fork. So we'll beat those up, we'll put on the cheese. I'll chuck those in now actually, to get them in. Whatever, basically it doesn't matter. This stuff is what it's going to be called carbonara. Chuck that crap in your mouth is the dish name, so let's not get picky about it. So get those in. So basically mix up all of this wet ingredients. I'll probably put some cream in, and then I'm going to mix that in and basically make a white sauce. And that's the carbonara. It's a white sauce. Italians will put certain cheese in, they'll put eggs in, they'll do it a particular way, they'll render the fat. It's very complicated, but this is like carbonara, or if you're from New Zealand or Australia, carbonara. So whatever, basically, you know, Gordon Ramsay, go fuck yourself. You just make it, you slap the stuff together. It's not easy. No, it's not hard, I should say. It's not rocket science, and I bet you it's going to be just as bloody good. We'll see. It's all on the pork, apparently. So, what's next? Okay, so mixed it all up. This is what I'm going to call it carbonara from now on. So basically it looks a bit dodgy. Be careful with the consistency. I put loads of milk in it, basically because I had about that much in this bottle of milk and I used a whole lot of the milk. You can add water. I added beer to get all that sticky crap off the bottom and before. And it's good to do that because it gets, so you can see the bottom of the pot's clean now, and it gets all that flavour off the bottom. And just be careful with the consistency. So when you add the liquid, the white sauce, the cheese, the cream, the milk, etc., just be careful not to, and the eggs, of course, that's what I'm talking about here. The eggs, don't overcook them, don't let them turn to scrambled eggs. They kind of congealed a little bit when I was mixing them into the pan, so I quickly mixed them in here and gave them a really good stir. And basically diluted them up so it's more of a sauce. That's good enough. Now I've got a teaspoon here. I'm going to taste it, see what it's like. Discovered a couple of things. We're part of the quantum universe according to a Google advert. Some woman trying to buy me some garbage, sell me I should say. And I've got ants. They've all kind of disappeared now. Where are they? There was a ton of them a second ago. Ants up here. They've been eating these dried prunes, Pam's prunes, cheapest brand you can buy. Pam's everything, seriously, Pam's bloody pepper. Gave up on grinding that because it's such a crappy little mill. Right, next we'll get onto the pasta, and we'll take some of this out and then we'll mix the pasta in with it, and well, voila, we can serve it up to eat to my wife, and she can be the critique because that's all that matters. Okay, so here we go, carbonara, whatever. Grated a bunch of cheese on top, got quite excited about that, you never saw it. It's just cheddar cheese, doesn't matter what it is, it's salty. Salt and pepper over the top of it, something to drink, more salt and pepper, you have to have a fork. Yeah, dinner. It looks a bit crap, but it's going to be wholesome, it's going to be hearty, it's going to taste nice. Poppy! Dinner!